What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a video on building your own arrows. Right here I've got a pre-fletched Easton Axis 5mm. It's got the blazer vanes on here. We are going to strip it down, give it a little acetone bath. The only thing you're not going to see is that I did glue in some 75 grain half outs from Easton. They're a stainless half out, and all the rest I'm going to show you right now. This is the setup right here. I got a Bits and Burger fletching jig sitting right here. It's maxed out. I'm gonna be able to, I have to cut the clamp down to be able to get any more of a helical than I'm gonna get as it sits right now. As far as vanes go, I've got some white and tan tack drivers, and I've also got tack glue and the tack primer pen. If you have glue and you don't want to buy the package deal for the primer pen and the glue, you can also just go to your local hardware store and pick up some acetone. And if you have Q-tips at home, you can use those Q-tips just as you would use the primer pen when you run them down your vanes, just to clean them up before you fletch them to your arrow. So that's kind of a quick rundown. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold your arrow like this under your arm, and you're gonna take your knife and you're gonna run it away from yourself. You're just gonna cut the vane off. You'll see that I have just the ends left. I'm gonna take this, and this is also why this acetone can is important here. I'm just gonna take this, don't forget, pull your knock off. I keep a pair of pliers with me to do that. And I'm just gonna take this arrow, fletching side down. I'm just gonna give it a little acetone bath. And I'm gonna continue stripping these off. So like I said, just taking my knife, going away from me, cutting them off. Fletchings are off. I'm gonna pop the knockout. And I'm gonna drop it in the acetone. One other thing I wanted to mention, I've got some nocturnal nocks I'm gonna run this year. I've already got about 2 packs. I also have some white tack driver 2 3/4 vanes. I may do a couple different setups. I may do some just completely tan, some all white, and then some with 1 white vane and 2 tan. Just gonna kind of experiment a little bit and see what looks cool. I really want to go with all white. It's just been hard to find as of late. Turn these around a little bit. Like I said, I am shooting a Easton Axis. Here's another real popular arrow in terms of whitetail arrows, especially the Easton FMJ 5mm. They also sell these in a 4 as well as the Axis. You can get both of those in a 4 and match grade. Just have a little bit tighter tolerances as far as straightness goes. I've shot these for quite a while, loved them. The one thing you're gonna wanna watch out for is if you happen to hit something real hard, or hit the leg of a target where there's some rebar in there, something like that. These arrows tend to bend, and when they bend, they don't bend back. The aluminum bends, although it does, obviously it is flexible. If it hits something real hard and gets a big shock, it'll bend the arrow. More than anything, if you're shooting deer, generally speaking, that arrow is shot after you've shot a deer. I have had instances where that's not the case, and I've been able to reuse them. Just keep that in mind. You're gonna run through a lot more of these than you are Axis. That's just my experience. So the arrow's all clean and prepped. Basically, taking my fletch, and I'm measuring on the side here where I'm gonna put my fletch. So I'm going from that 3rd little tick right there. You can see that. I'm taking my tack, primer pen, and just following that little crease in the vein. I don't know how I'm going to show you this. Just running a bead all the way up. Ooh, that's a little much there. Okay. Attach to the jig. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it off. Immediately I'm taking some of these Q-tips and wiping off the excess glue on the sides. Well, that fletch is done. You can see that helical on there. Go back in the jig. Turn it once clockwise. Get some acetone on a piece of paper. Wipe those edges down, and just take your fingernail and the rest will come off real easy. That way your vein sits in there flat. Just repeat the process. Go to the same measurement. And there it is. That's a quick tutorial on how you kind of build your own arrows. Like I said, you didn't get to see the 75 grain half out that I put in there, but that's just another little part, but important all the same. And I don't know what degree helical this is, but like I mentioned, if you have a Bitzenberger jig, set it with the bottom all the way in, and then bring your top all the way out. And before you're putting glue on fletchings, just put a fletching in there, or you don't have to necessarily put a fletching in there, but get your arrow in the jig, put a fletching in there, and put your clamp on there, and just see if it's even going to allow you to get the top of your fletching on the arrow. If it's not, then you're gonna have to back that down a little bit and just keep going a little bit at a time until you get to that point where you've got it maxed out. So anyway, that's my advice. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'm actually headed out tonight. I'm going back to New York for a wedding. Then the plan is to hit Kentucky for a couple days before youth season opens up. Our good buddy Cashin Morris is coming out on the 19th for youth season here in Iowa. And then things will be rolling after that. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.